Hello everyone, welcome to online course. This video is on basic electrical engineering three-phase circuits. If you take a picture of entire power system, that is generation, transmission and distribution, almost all electric power generation and most of the power transmission in the world is in the form of three-phase AC circuits. A three-phase AC system consists of three-phase generators, transmission lines and loads. The major difference between the single phase and the three-phase is that the single phase contains one conductor and one neutral wire, whereas the three-phase supply uses three conductors and one neutral wire for completing the circuit. Those three conductors are mutually displaced by an angle of 120 degree. That phase displacement is calculated by using the equation 360 degree divided by n, where n is number of phase. In three phase, n equal to 3, that is 360 degree by 3 equal to 120 degree. The single phase power supply has one distinct wave cycle, whereas three phase has three distinct wave cycle. Single phase is used for domestic purpose, whereas three phase is used for industrial loads and heavy loads. Advantages of three phase systems. Three phase transmission line requires much less conductor material because return conductor is replaced by single neutral conductor of small size, so that weight of copper required is reduced as compared with single phase. And also, if you compare the size of single phase motor with three phase motor of same capacity, three phase motor size is less. When the size of the motor is reduced, the material required for its construction is also reduced, so that the cost of construction is also reduced. Second one, three-phase motor develops uniform torque, whereas single-phase motor develops pulsating torque. If you observe the sinusoidal waveform of AC circuit, it reaches 0 and peak value twice in a one cycle, so that the produced power is pulsating. Therefore, the torque is also pulsating type in case of single phase motors and in single phase circuit. But in three phase, the average power over a period of time is constant magnitude. Therefore, the torque produced is uniform. Next is three phase can generate rotating magnetic field. If you take a three-phase induction motor, it works on the principle of rotating magnetic field, so that they are self-starting, but it is not possible to generate rotating magnetic field in single-phase circuit. Three-phase circuit gives good voltage regulation, and also its efficiency is high because losses are less, especially I2R losses, copper losses are less. Next, generation of three-phase EMF. Generation of three-phase EMF is almost similar to generation of single-phase EMF that you have already studied. Only difference is that here three conductors are used, and those three conductors are mutually displaced by 120 degree. Three-phase EMF is generated using an alternator. Alternator mainly contains two parts, stator and rotor. Stator means static part or stationary part. Rotor is the rotating part. The stator is cylindrical in shape, and it contains uniform number of slots at its inner periphery. Those slots are provided to place the conductors. You can see here this A dash, B dash, C dash are the conductors which are placed in these slots, and they are connected either in the form of star or in the form of delta, and those conductors are mutually displaced by 120 degree. The rotor is formed by this magnet. It contains two poles, north and south. When this Conductor, when this rotor rotates with an angular velocity omega radians per second, magnetic flux is produced in this rotor, and that magnetic lines of flux is cut by this stationary stator conductors. When the conductor is parallel to the lines of flux, it does not cut any flux and an EMF induced is zero. When the same conductor is perpendicular to the lines of flux, it cuts maximum amount of flux, hence EMF induced is maximum. That you can observe in the waveform, and same amount of EMF is induced in all the three conductors, where A indicates the incoming phase, A dash is the leaving phase. Similarly for B, B dash, C, C dash. You have to draw the vector diagram for the induced EMF. While drawing the vector diagram, you have to take the phase A EMF as the reference, and that is to be drawn along the x-axis. Phase B voltage lags behind the phase A voltage by an angle of 120 degree. The EMF induced in the phase C lags behind this phase A voltage by an angle of 240 degree, that is 120 plus 120, 240 degree if you are considering in a clockwise direction. If the same vector diagram is taken with respect to anti-clockwise direction, then the phase C voltage leads this phase A voltage by an angle of 120 degree. This is the waveform of induced EMF in all the three phases. While drawing the waveform, first you have to take the phase A or phase 1 EMF as reference. With respect to that, the EMF induced in the phase B lags by an angle of 120 degree. The EMF induced in the phase C lags by an angle of 240 degree. That is taken as phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. That means phase A, phase B, phase C. With respect to this waveform, you have to write the instantaneous induced EMF equations. Already you have studied in single phase AC circuit this instantaneous EMF equation for the conductor at any instant, that is E equal to EM sin theta or EM sin omega t. EM is the maximum value of EMF induced, that is equal to BLV. B means flux density, L is length of the conductor, V is the velocity at which it is rotating. With respect to EA, EB equal to EM sin of omega t minus 120. As the conductors are mutually displaced by 120 degree, the EMF induced is also having a phase difference of 120 degree. Then the EMF induced in phase C equal to EM sin of omega t minus 240 degree, or EC equal to EM sin of omega t plus 120 degree. Then the sum of the three phase voltages at any instant is equal to 0, that is EA plus EB plus EC equal to 0. Now we substitute the value of EA, EB and EC here, that is EM sin omega t plus EM sin of omega t minus 120 plus EM sin of omega t plus 120. Then if you simplify that equation, you will get the value as 0. Next is phase sequence. Phase sequence is the order in which the three phase voltages reach their maximum. It is either ABC or ACB. That means ABC phase sequence means you can observe it in the waveform. The phase A waveform reaches the peak first, then phase B reaches the peak, next is phase C reaches the peak. That is the order in which the maximum value of phase voltage is appearing. If you are drawing a vector diagram for this phase sequence ABC, with respect to phase A voltage, phase B voltage is lagging by an angle of 120 degree. For ACB phase sequence, with respect to phase A voltage, phase C voltage is lagging by an angle of 120 degree. This phase sequence has lot of importance in three-phase circuits. For example, in three-phase induction motor, if phase sequence is changed, then the direction of current flow will reverse and also the direction of rotation changes. If it is initially rotating in clockwise direction, once the phase sequence is changed, it starts to rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. Next is balanced supply and balanced load. Balanced supply means the magnitude of all the three phases are same and they are exactly displaced by an angle of 120 degree. Here you can observe the vector diagram for balanced supply. The phase A voltage is exactly equal to phase B voltage and phase C voltage magnitude, and also phase displacement is exactly 120 degree. If any one of this condition is not satisfied, then it is called as unbalanced supply. Here the magnitude of the phase A voltage is not equal to magnitude of phase B voltage, and that is also not equal to phase C voltage magnitude, and the phase difference is also not equal to 120 degree. So it is considered as unbalanced supply. In case of three-phase balanced supply, the connection is done either in the form of star or in the form of delta. Next is balanced load. Balanced load means the impedance magnitude in all the three phases must be same. That load is either connected in the form of delta or in the form of star. Thank you.